And our friends in Newaygo County and Mecosta County have put together a wonderful amenity in the Dragon Trail. So we'll talk a little bit about the impact of the Dragon Trail on Newaygo and Mecosta counties. So Michigan's Dragon Trail, so for those that may not be familiar with the area here, so this particular area in Newaygo County, Mecosta County, north of Grand Rapids, south of Big Rapids. Did I get that right?
Yes.
All right, just making sure I'm following here. US 131, right along the side here. And just as you get off US 31, this whole impoundment is the impoundment of the Hardy Dam. And so since 2013, I'll go back there, I'll go to this one. Since 2013, Newaygo and Mecosta counties have partnered together to create this 45-mile trail complex that surrounds that entire impoundment. And Friday, is that right? Friday, 1 o'clock, y'all go to Mecosta County and Newaygo County, and you can all see the actual unveiling. Now, the trail's been open for a while. People have been riding it in bits and pieces, but now the entire 45-mile trail complex is open. It surrounds the Hardy Dam. It's jointly managed by the two counties, and they also have a volunteer arrangement with the West Michigan Mountain Biking Alliance. And that West Michigan Mountain Biking Alliance group does a lot of trail maintenance on that particular trail. So there's a service called Placer AI. If you're not familiar with that, kind of a really unique service. What they do is Placer AI embeds itself into apps on your phone. We don't know which apps, they actually don't publicize that. But what it does is as you go to a place, it identifies that that phone doesn't say that Daryl was at that place, or Penny was at that place, or John was at that place. It says that this phone was at that place. So in case anybody's freaking out thinking, we're being tracked as individuals, it doesn't identify individual information. But basically it says this phone was at this place. It also says this phone's home is this place, you're now here. And so it can identify where you generally are, and are you a visitor to this area, are you a resident of this area? And then where were you immediately prior to, and where did you go after you were at that location? And through all of the data that it aggregates, it determines guest flow through the areas. And so they use that Placer AI data to determine non-local day and overnight visitors. So people who are coming from a distance away, and I'll use myself as an example. I've ridden the Dragon Trail, wonderful trail. For those mountain bikers in the room, nice flowy trails, beautiful scenery, it's fantastic stuff. Local day, a non-local day and overnight. So I'm a non-local person. I came down for the day, rode the trail. Or overnight, and then local day visitors, so those that live in the area are hanging out in the area. So for a time period in 2022 and 2023, so it was a 12-month time period that crossed those years. I didn't grab the individual data and tell me it was like April to March, for example, but there's 12 months within there. During that period of time, they recorded 26,857 visits. And then using data that was provided by Michigan State University, and a study that was provided by Michigan State University, they were able to determine the average amount that a non-local day user, a non-local overnight user, and then a local primary user of the park, so someone who came here for this particular activity, would spend in the area. And they looked at breweries, and they looked at restaurants and convenience stores and everything, overnight visits and everything else, hotels and such, restaurants. And they determined that the trail during that 12-month period of time generated $2.4 million in economic impact to the area. That's 1 year of a trail that wasn't even open. It wasn't even, it was open, but wasn't fully open. And I don't know how much of the trail you had done at that time, but now that number is just going to continue to increase.
Yeah, Mecosta County now is talking about motels going up on the north end of this trail.
Okay.
And you can't forget it because you go up 131, you get off at exit 131, so you can't miss it.
So you made it even, you did that on purpose, didn't you? Made it even easier. Fantastic. Which, by the way, if you've got questions anywhere along the way, feel free to answer those questions. You're not going to interrupt my flow by doing that, so we want to make sure that there's something that's topical to you at that particular time. Feel free to stop and ask a question or anything else that you might have. But $2.4 million in that period, in that 1 year period of time, that's going to continue to increase and provide value to Mecosta and Newaygo counties. Yes, sir.
Do you have to have that Placer AI app on your phone for them to track all of this?
No, you probably are being tracked right now by Placer AI. You just don't know it. There's there's hundreds of apps, if not thousands of apps, that they just embed a little piece in that just says, just give us a little bit of data about where this phone is going. It does not, again, it does not do any personal identification.
So the placer is looking at all these other apps and collecting that data?
Yes. So the question was, in case you didn't hear it, is there a Placer AI app that I have to have on my phone? No, you don't have to have that app on your phone. What the app does is that, what Placer does is that it aggregates data from all of the different apps on your phone to identify where you were or where your phone was at different periods of time. So it uses that data that's just pinging back from those apps.